We are here at Comicpalooza 2013, and we are talking to Mr. George Perez.
Hello.
You may have heard of him, comic book artist and writer, responsible for such titles as Teen Titans, New Teen Titans, worked a lot on Crisis of Infinite Earths, which I was a little kid when all that happened, but I remember the big Superman holding Supergirl like.
Oh yes. It is amazing now when I meet people who say, yes, they were children and they read my work, and that they grew up reading my stuff and noticing more gray hairs and receding hairlines when they're saying that, realizing that I have been here quite a while.
Yeah, it seems like throughout your career you've done a lot of reinventing characters and launching new characters, kind of putting new twists on stuff. Would you say that's fair?
Well, I mean, I was there when obviously editorial mandate started requesting those, and I've been very lucky to have done a lot of landmark books which altered the history of particularly DC Comics, and I became like the Richard Chamberlain of comic book miniseries, of maxi series. Anytime they had a large series with a big cast and an extended storyline, I was usually the go-to guy they called, because I was the one who said, "Oh, the more characters, the better." What? That's how many characters you have? You need more.
More is always good, I think. Especially when you got something huge like Infinite Crisis, and
Well, yeah, I mean,
like everybody.
And everywhere. I grew up reading the comics. I loved the characters. So the more characters I got to do, the better I liked it, and that way I can do all the characters in one book as opposed to jumping around book to book to book to book.
So speaking growing up back in so probably a bit fan of the original JSA way back when.
Oh, yes. In fact, those JLA, JSA crossovers were up. Since I never heard of the JSA because they were obviously ceased publishing before I was reading. I just loved it. Oh, my God, all these great superhero characters. And the Justice League and ditto with the Avengers over at Marvel were the reasons I wanted to be a comic book artist. I wanted to draw those characters. I loved the camaraderie. I loved the interaction between the characters. As much as I enjoyed their solo adventures, there was something about that, them teaming up for a common cause, even though they were rather sometimes disparate in personality, that just appealed to me.
Yeah, it's always fun when the team-ups, because you can throw in more villains and more daring world-ending scenarios, and it's something that maybe just one guy couldn't handle on his own.
Well, and if you get tired of drawing one character, you got a lot of other characters you can go to for a while. You never get tired of anybody.
That's true. And you got any current projects that you're working on now?
Well, quite honestly, I can't tell you.
Oh.
I'm actually in negotiations on a project, so that and I don't want to steal their thunder when they finally decide to announce it. So right now I'm in negotiations, and for the first time in my life, I'm not actually drawing anything for quite a while. I've only drawn one cover. This is now closing in on the end of May of 2013, and I've done one cover this entire year. But that's no problem. It's my own choice, and thankfully in this day and age, I do quite well in royalties. So I'm one of those freelance successes that I'm earning money on things that I did decades ago. Thanks to the people who are playing all these video games. I don't play video games, but I'm so happy that so many people do, because obviously they're using a lot of characters that Marv Wolfman and I created for Titans. We're earning a lot of money for it, and I thank you.
Royalties are good. Our co-host, the vet over there, is quite the video game player.
Thank you then.
So she supports you.
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm declared as dependents on these people's tax returns eventually, yes.
I know that feeling. Sometimes I wish I could declare some dependence on people, but they don't let me. Okay, well, it's been an honor talking to you.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you again sometime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.